In this video, we're going to cover everything to do with algebraic fractions, whether it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, and we're going to do some factorising and quadratics with a meaty boy question right at the end. Firstly, let's do addition. We first find out what the common denominator is. So similarly, if it had nothing related to algebra, you would multiply the bottom denominators with each other. So we would get 12. We would then do this numerator times this denominator plus this denominator plus this numerator. So let's do that. It's going to be 3x minus 4 plus 4 2x minus 2. We can now expand this. It's going to be 3x minus 12. So let's multiply that. And let's expand that. 4 and 2x, which is 8x, and 4 and minus 2, which is minus 8. All divided by 12. We can now clean this up because we have a 3x and an 8x, which is going to be 11x. And then we have minus 12 and minus 8, which is going to be minus 20. That's going to be all over 12. There's not much more that we can simplify this to. However, in questions, you may be asked to simplify further or as a mixed fraction or a composite. So remember, this denominator is applied to both parts of the numerator. So 11x over 12 is the same as minus 20 over 12. So this and this is exactly the same. We can simplify this a bit more. So it'd be 11x over 12 minus 5 over 3. Subtraction, exactly the same thing as what we've done above, except for we're going to subtract them. So let's find the common denominator, 3 times 2, which is 6. And then we will now multiply 2 by 2x plus 1. However, it might be easier if we already expand that in. So that is going to be 2x plus 2. And then when this is applied to that, it's then easier to do. So we're going to get 2x plus 2, minus 3, and then 3x plus 2. Let's expand this top. So you're going to get 4x plus 4 minus 9x minus 6. All divided by 6. We can now clean up. So we've got 4x minus 9x, that's minus 5x. And we've got 4 minus 6, which is minus 2, all divided by 6. And you know, right there, we're kind of done. In these two problems, we're going to do multiplication and division. For multiplication, it's pretty straightforward. It's easier than addition or subtraction. You just multiply across this to this and this to this. But remember, these have brackets. So when you're multiplying it across, this applies to every part individually. So this would become 4x minus 4, and this would be 8x squared minus 3x. The only other thing that we can do is factorise this denominator and pull that x out. So let's do that. We've got 4 over 8 x minus 4, and then we can pull the x out, x minus 3. This 4 and 8 is obviously divisible, so that would then become x minus 4 divided by 2x, x minus 3. When you get really juicy algebraic fractions, these two things in brackets, once simplified, are the same. So let's say this was x minus 4, and then they entirely cancel out, and that means the solution to this would be 1 over 2x. In this situation, that hasn't happened. Here, it's exactly the same with normal fractions. Keep, flip, change. KFC, the greatest wings on the planet. So we keep this the same, we flip this upside down, and we change the sign from a division to a multiplication. So this would become x minus 2 divided by 12. We change the sign into a multiplication, and we flip this upside down. So let's do x minus 3 over 4. KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken, keep, flip, change. KFC. Anyway, let's now multiply across. So we're going to get x minus 2, x minus 3, and underneath we're going to have 48. You could leave it like this, or you could expand it totally, which would be x squared minus 5x plus 6, all divided by 48. Depending on what the question's asking you, be careful to read it on how it would like it to be represented. You will usually find algebraic fractions that look like this in GCSE papers. It's because once factorised, you're tending to have things that are going to cancel out and make everything simplify quite neatly. So let's deal with the numerator first, which is here. We're going to want to factorise this and find the factors for it. So we've got minus 3, and all the factors for that are minus 3 and 1, minus 1 and 3. If we add those together, we're going to get minus 2. If we add this, it's going to be positive 2. This is a positive 2, so we're going to use this. If this part confuses you, please see my other video where I go over how to find the factors of a quadratic and how to solve a quadratic. So now we can represent the numerator as x squared minus x plus 3x minus 3. Let's now factorise this, x minus 1. Let's repeat that again. And what needs to now go on the outside here, that one multiplied in, would be 3x minus 3. That's going to be plus 3. So now you're going to have x minus 1 and x plus 3 on the numerator. Let's now do the denominator. I'm just going to write here, numerator. There we go. Let's now do the denominator. We take 3 times 2, which is 6, and we know what all the different factors are, but I'm just going to write this down here because it's 6 and 1. If you add them together, that will equal 7, which is the same as this number, so we know it's the correct one. Let's now rewrite that as 2x squared plus 6x plus x plus 3. We now just look at these two parts and see how can we factorise that. 2x can come out and x plus 3 goes in. Repeat what is in the brackets here once again. So then what needs to go on the outside to multiply so that it equals x plus 3? It's going to be plus 1. So then we take everything that is inside the brackets and write it once. Everything outside the brackets, we write it here. So we now have this as the denominator. So let's now write this out. X minus 1, x plus 3, x plus 3, 2x plus 1. So that's the successful factorisation of this. And guess what? Everything has aligned. Everything has reached eternal perfection. We have been able to cancel out x plus 3 and x plus 3. So now we have x plus 1 and 2x plus 1. And that right there is the solution to this.